Hi, and welcome to Nerdy Review. Today we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy and all you need to know. So the movie comes out August 1st, and beforehand, let's get some information out there regarding the movie and the storyline. So originally, Guardians of the Galaxy was a comic book written in 1969, and then later is revamped in 2008. And the movie that we're getting in August is going to be referring to the comic books from 2008 series. And there's been several heroes that have been associated with the Guardians of the Galaxy group, but it's going to be focusing on 5 main characters, such as Star-Lord, who's also a human, half-alien named Peter Quill. He's essentially the leader of the group. And he's followed by Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot. And then, obviously, we know that the main villain coming up in the Avengers series is Thanos, and we also know that Guardians of the Galaxy does tie in with the Avengers movie line. And it's also been told to us that Thanos is going to be in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, where he will have several lines, probably a very small part, but he will have several lines, and he will be acted by Josh Brolin. And the 2 main antagonists in this film are going to be Nebula and Ronan the Accuser, who are both people who work with Thanos to go out and do whatever terrible things he wants to do. So obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy ties in very intimately with the Avengers storyline, with knowing that Thanos is eventually going to be the main villain over time. And also what's interesting about 2 of the heroes in Guardians of the Galaxy is that they're tied in with Thanos very deeply. For example, Gamora. She's this hardcore alien assassin who's known as the most dangerous woman in the universe. And she's the last of her race. She was left for dead, and Thanos rescued her, and he raised her, not necessarily to be his adopted daughter, but to be a weapon to go out and do whatever horrible things he has planned. And as she gets older, she realizes that Thanos is really kind of a bad guy, not really her savior, so she turns on him, and then her aim is to kill Thanos. And so it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate that within Guardians of the Galaxy and how she's going to view Thanos when they do have interactions between each other. Then there's Drax the Destroyer. Now, Drax the Destroyer was originally a human. He was a human named Arthur Douglas, who was driving in the desert with his family when they witnessed Thanos and his ship. And once Thanos realizes he's been seen, he obliterates them. But before Arthur's soul ascends into the afterlife, Thanos' father and mentor and his father, Kronos, take the soul of this man and they put it into this being, this other warrior, and he becomes Drax the Destroyer. And what's cool about him is that his whole purpose for living is to find and kill Thanos. He's someone who can actually challenge Thanos, who is this super powerful being who wants nothing more than to conquer the whole universe. And also, an interesting power that Drax possesses is that he can sense when Thanos is nearby. And later on in the comic books, as they evolve over time, he develops the ability to sense when people have been close to Thanos. So he's very tied in. He's tied in very closely to Thanos. And then to make things worse for Drax, his daughter actually did not die in the attack by Thanos' ship. She's actually captured and she's turned into this super mutant being by Thanos. So that gives Drax even more of a reason to want to kill Thanos. And just like Gamora, it's going to be intriguing to see how Drax is portrayed and how his character will react to what is going on within the movie when Thanos comes in and does his thing, and when he has his minions or soldiers, Ronan and Nebula, come in. And also, speaking of Thanos, let's talk about him for a little bit. What his purpose is going to be in these films. We know he's this super strong being who's going to be a challenge, but why? Well, in the comic books, he's very famous for the Infinity Gauntlet series. The Infinity Gauntlet is this glove that takes these 6 gems, and each gem represents a different power, and when they're all combined together on the gauntlet, you're basically God. You're almost invincible completely. And we already know that the gauntlet exists because in the first Thor movie, off in the corridor, you see this little beam of light shining down and the gauntlet's right there. And later on, it was revealed by Marvel that indeed is the Infinity Gauntlet in Asgard. And also, in Thor 2, it is revealed that the Aether, that is the main weapon in the movie, is also one of the stones or gems that are used on the gauntlet. And also, the Tesseract from the first Avengers movie was revealed to be the Space Stone. And we also know that the Power Stones can be revealed in the Guardians of the Galaxy. probably being the orb that Star-Lord is trying to steal or steals in the movie and becomes the main plot of the overall movie. It's probably Thanos sending his men to get that so he can build up the gauntlet and then have ultimate power. And what's really cool about this story is when Thanos gets the gauntlet together, he wipes out half of reality and he offers that half to Death. And therefore, this weird relationship that they build, and in time, it just makes him completely unstoppable. And it's up to the surviving heroes, some of the Avengers, and other superheroes in the Marvel Universe to defeat him. So, it seems like they're really heading that route. They're going to have Guardians of the Galaxy really just be this screw in the movie that has everything built off of, even though it's a movie that not a lot of people have heard of, or a comic book series that people haven't heard a lot about of. But it's very important in the Avengers movie line because it sets everything up. This is going to reveal probably more about the Infinity Gauntlet, about the stones or gems, and about Thanos and what his plan is. And hopefully, the Guardians of the Galaxy will get a sequel, or they'll even be featured in the Avengers movies at some point, since they are such a significant part of these movie lines introducing Thanos. So, with that said, that's everything you need to know about Guardians of the Galaxy. It comes out August 1st. Go see it. I definitely will. And until next time, stay nerdy.